What I'm waiting for on uncertainty, cancer, and the fierce choice to live fully in the only moment we have. What I'm waiting for. We knew how to wait then. It was what life was, much of it. That's from a poem by Marie Howe. I am waiting. I am waiting for so many things. Waiting for my gut to quiet from diverticulitis. Waiting to be able to eat greens and quinoa and tofu again. Waiting to be able to eat a salad, to eat broccoli, cauliflower with tahini sauce, salsa on my eggs, a cup of chai, tomatoes, a random corn chip from a bag, a square of dark chocolate, a negra modella with a perfect fish taco, anything from a restaurant, to eat something, anything, mindlessly, just because it's there. I'm waiting to be able to eat a meal without consciously choosing every single item so as not to poke the broken, sleeping tiger that is my colon. I am waiting to find out if there is a gene that was passed down to me by my mother or my father, from my grandparents to them and to all my aunts, uncles, and cousins, and maybe to the two children born from my body. If there is something in the family line that lights up for cancer, that lights up for errant cells on fire. I'm waiting to find out if I will have to call my children and tell them that they may have come into the world with this same gene and that they have to carry the possibility of it lighting up in their bodies. If they too, or their children, or their children's children, will have errant cells that reproduce like crazy. Yesterday, the genetics counselor told me there's only a 10% chance that this second breast cancer is something genetic that was passed on to me, that I may have passed on to them. 10% isn't much, but still a possibility. Eliza was 10 when I had breast cancer the first time. When she was a teenager, she asked if I had the breast cancer gene and if I'd passed it on to her. I was able to tell her no, because back in 2007, they only tested for the BRCA gene, and I did not have it. But now they test for 100 possible roadways to cancer, and I'm waiting to learn if my two cancers, 18 years apart, are random or were predetermined long ago. I am waiting for an MRI. That means having to lie down on my belly, breasts dangling in two gaping holes to be scanned in the big, clicking, whirring machine that sees everything. I'm waiting for any real positives and false positives that may show up. I am waiting for the results of that scan to be read and discussed with me. I'm waiting to find out if I need further tests. I'm waiting for the radiologist from Stanford to read the existing scans and biopsy reports from Santa Cruz, and I don't know when that second opinion will be rendered. I'm waiting to find out if I could fly to Denver to see my oldest friend. I already had to cancel our visit once, the one to celebrate her birthday, because of my first attack of diverticulitis. I rescheduled the trip, and I'm waiting to see if I'll have to postpone it again. Will I be able to go, or will cancer keep me pinned to my life at home? I'm waiting for a surgery date, and that date will determine everything. I'm waiting to see what kind of surgery I will have, whether it will be a simple lumpectomy, though losing any part of your body, even a teeny cancerous tumor, is never simple, or whether there will be a genetic marker that says yes, you are likely to have this cancer grow inside your breast again. And then I may make the more radical choice, take both my breasts. I don't think that is likely, not this time around, but it is one of the many things I am waiting to find out. In the midst of everything I don't know, there are two things I do know for sure. I don't want breast reconstruction, not at my age, and I will never wear a prosthesis. If one breast has to go, They both have to go. Late some nights, while I wait for answers, I Google tattoos after mastectomy and look at images of flowers and snakes and curving vines tattooed across flattened, scarred chests. I want to look away, but I don't. I bookmark the pages and return again and again. I think I'd want a tree. I am waiting to find out if I could keep my nipples, if I could keep the breasts that nourished my children, if I could keep the wonderful pair of breasts I received when my breasts were reduced during my first cancer surgery, the nipples that awaken the pathway to my clit. I'm wondering if I will be saying goodbye to them, or if I will only make that decision if breast cancer comes back a third time. I'm waiting to find out the results of the sentinel node biopsy that will be done during my surgery. Last time I had a bigger tumor and cancer in 3 lymph nodes, with a smaller tumor caught early. Will I have none? I am waiting for the results of the oncogene testing that follows surgery. It will determine the exact nature of the tumor and whether I need chemotherapy. I'm waiting for the recommendations of the oncologist after my surgery about what, if anything, I should do next. I'm waiting to be assigned to an oncologist. I'm waiting to see if I die of cancer, this cancer or another one. I've always thought cancer would be a better end than the dementia in my maternal line. Something is going to kill me. I'm definitely going to die. Would cancer really be all that bad? Maybe. Probably. I'm waiting to see if that is my road. I'm waiting to see who dies first, me or Karen. It's been a tag team between us this year. Who is ill, whose life is diminished, who is in danger, who is having surgery, who is recovering from surgery, who is caring for whom. I'm waiting to visit my daughter in Egypt. If I could travel, I want to travel. Next spring, I'd love to get on a plane and fly across the world to see her and her partner again. But right now, it is only a dream. I'm waiting to see if health trumps everything else in my life. I hate to use that word now. That bastard in the White House has ruined a perfectly good word for me. I am waiting to see if cancer is a blip or a detour or the new path for the rest of my life. I am waiting to see if I could continue to hold all this uncertainty with grace, or if I will be overwhelmed by the weight of not knowing that surrounds me. I'm waiting to make so many plans, but the only plans I can make are ones that are held lightly. I am not waiting for my next breath. As I sit here writing this, it just came and lifted me and exited again. I am not waiting for love. If there's one thing a cancer diagnosis shows you, it is that you are beloved. I am not waiting for joy. I seek it out every day. I take time to notice the little things. I am not holding my breath, waiting for my country not to be broken. My country is broken, and it is only the breathing of millions of people who say no that will infuse it with new life. Life is more precious now than ever. Unknowns only increase its compelling rawness and beauty. I am not waiting to live. This moment is the only one I have, and I intend to live it fully. And remember, every time you click the heart, leave a comment, or share a post, you're making it easier for new readers and listeners to discover the writer's journey.